Welcome to the Farm Sim Report for Wednesday, October 12th, with your host, me, Looney Farm Guy. How are you, everybody? Well, welcome to the first first episode of the Farming Simulator Report, and this is a result of an idea by me, and I had put out a poll out there asking you, the viewer, and all my subscribers, and whoever wanted to see if they would be interested in a weekly or a farming news of some sort. And this is what I've come up with. So thank you all who voted. It was an overwhelmingly yes. So I will try not to make it suck for those of you who said they didn't. I had an option there if unless it sucks, then it's no, right? Okay, so let's try not to make it let it suck. So a little quick overview of what I'm planning on the format, which is a weekly, so a week in review and what has happened, and just tidbits and whatever I hear in the farming simulator community. I'm not going to try to copy anyone or any kind of farm sim news, but it is what I have found and some of my conversations with viewers and modders alike. And as you can see, we have some items here, so it'll be kind of a show and tell sort of thing until yes, I do have a camera, but I have not set it up yet. So no camera in this episode, but hopefully near future we will have something to that add to the information and the format here. So first of all, this is going to be, as I said, newsworthy notes and stuff of interest. And we have here in front of us some mods. Now, first of all, the 4755, the John Deere, this is the Unreal one by Dominic. There was some talk about complaints, shall we say, about the tires. Now, if you remember, it was removed after its first release, and due to actually what it was let's say just a misunderstanding about the tires that was used on that first mod. So it got removed, and Dom very quickly and worked very hard at redoing the tires. And well, it's they're not the same. Let's say they're not quite the same as the tires that were on there, which is I mean, yes, they're different. I wasn't really complaining about, but according to Dominic, he did that quickly just to try to get the mod back out there so that we could have the mod back on ModHub, and he is working on an update to fix some of the tire issues and so forth. So have no fear, Dom is working on that update, and hopefully in the near future we'll see that. So for sure I will have an update video on this when it comes out. Right, so that's as for updates, that's all I can think of right now, or what I've had in my notes. Moving on to things I have missed or things of interest. Now, we have recently got the urea production fairly recently, and I shot Mr. Zodelzot a message asking about because the production, if we take a look at the production in the urea, it's quite slow. So it was did not really produce a lot, and I asked him, why is it so slow, really? Because a lot of his other ones are quite fast in production. And his response was, and I quote, He says the urea production is needed later for the production of crop protection products. The protection rate, the production rate is low because not much will be needed for the pesticide. So very interesting there. Thanks to Mr. Zodelzot for responding to my query. And so there's a lot of information in there. Perhaps we should. So first of all, the production is low because, well, we're not going to need a whole lot for where it's going to be used, and where it's going to be used is, from what I can tell, a future perhaps pesticide, herbicide, fertilizer production of some sort that's going to use this in the production of another product, which is absolutely in line with everything that he has done so far. As I think I've mentioned, he's got some 20 productions on ModHub right now for all platforms. Of course, this is on PS5 and this is for console news, but will also apply to PC, as all the mods I review are for PC and console alike for crossplay use. So there's the news about the urea production. And then moving along to more of his productions, the heating plant that just came out the other day, Monday I believe, has ash as one of its byproducts. And I had forgotten, or I was musing during my review about what ash is going to be used for. Well, as one of my kind viewers had so pointed out directly, that the composter by Zodelzot over here, composter. Of course, that is, I have all these productions, I loaded them up. There are quite a few. Where's the composter? Composter is right here. So there it is. It actually, well, makes compost, which is also used in a bunch of other of his products. If we take a look at it, here it is, the composter. Notice that bark mulch and ash are used to ash is an ingredient to the compost. So yes, ash is being used in one of his other productions. So thank you for that. What it was fairly recently he commented on that. That was yes, one of my viewers by the name of Alistair, I'll leave his last name out, very kindly pointed out that ash was used in the composter. Right. So staying with the heat plant, another one of my viewers. Yes, another one of my viewers that goes by the name of Grand Piano 3, a new subscriber. So thank you, Sir Orbam, for your subscription. I hope this finds you well. Also made a note or made a comment saying that the heat, as this heating plant produces heat, will appear in the in your sales or in your sales menu when you install or place down the wholesale sell point by Zodelzot, of course, and that of course you'll find under production and selling points. There it is, wholesale. And thus now if we look in our prices, there it is, heat will sell at $7,868 per thousand, I guess, 1,000 liters, I suppose, and up to $24,000 in March, which is quite surprising. I didn't. It doesn't appear if you don't have the wholesale sales mod installed or placed down, you're not going to see that. Same with urea. and the hay pellets. If you have any of the Zodalzot mods, it is good to have that installed. All right, moving on to the next section of the program here is something tentatively called the good, the bad, and the ugly, which I might pick out a mod or something that's happened during the week that is just noteworthy of one way or another, and perhaps we've had, and this is an example of that. We just recently this was actually the only mod that got released on Tuesday, this being Wednesday, and I said to myself, this looks really familiar, and I was not wrong, because here is the one that got released not too long ago, Seed Production 320. So this one, the small seed production, is by Presmec 23433, and this, the Seed Production 320, by Pestle, back on September the 29th. So very, very interesting indeed. I know we've had several mods. Actually, one time we had a mod released. They're almost identical mods on exactly the same day. At least this has been spread out by a week and a half or so. Rough, not quite a week. Well, about a week, I guess. So there are some significant differences. I have a review video on both of them, but we'll just take a quick look at them. And there are some, they're quite different. We have the small seed production. We have those seeds at a 50 to 50 ratio with the seed at treatment liquid, and then the seed production 320 is running quite a well, not at 1400, but 100, so 2800, 21, so slightly faster than the small seed production, and it actually does a couple of extra seeds that the other one does. So they're fairly close together in what they do and how fast they do it. And yeah, so actually this one, the soybeans, is 1440 cycles a month at 100. And these are all 1440 cycles at 100. So kind of very close, but not quite exactly the same, if you know what I mean. But anyways, that was just an interesting bit that I noticed this week. So future episodes will have maybe something like that. Also, it may include a rant or an opinion I had about what happened in the past week. Or perhaps I would choose to spotlight another modder or another content creator. I have many friends in the community now that I might want to say promote or just mention as something. I know I do want to take this opportunity to thank all of the other content creators that have helped me along the way, and that's a little bit of a way for me to give back, and hopefully that's going to be a regular feature. And there you have it. I think that pretty much wraps it all up. It's a little rough to start off with. It's my first foray into the farming, news-ish. It's more than just a news program. It's interactive. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. And thank you for watching. I'm Looney Farm Guy, and that was the first episode of the Farm Sim Report with your host, me, Looney Farm Guy. And of course, don't forget, it's only a game. So till next time, bye for now.